Welcome back everyone for another issue of Canon Fodder, an issue which really needs no introduction if you've read the title of this video. But I'm going to introduce it anyway because my 5th grade English teacher said you should always have an introduction in a paper and I'm not one to fuck with basics. The latest patch for the Master Chief Collection went live yesterday, bringing with it the campaign for Halo 3 ODST and Remnant, the remake of Relic. ODST was a very unique game for Halo, and still is quite the standout in terms of how it approached enemy encounters, the types of mission it gave to players, and the overall atmosphere it set. Bungie set out to make a detective noir-style Halo title, and I think almost everyone can agree, whether you liked the game or not, they succeeded. This week's Canon Fodder article is light on canon content, so we're going to start with a little bit of a different approach to things. Seeing as Grim starts out with his ODST midnight release experience, I figured I'd do the same. Halo 3 ODST's midnight release wasn't really anything to write home about. It was the third such event I had attended for a Halo title, and I wasn't really hanging out with anyone special. However, the excitement was palpable. I was surrounded by fellow Halo fans, and we were excited to see what sort of gift the gods had granted us that night. After hours of fun discussions about the Halo experience and what we could expect from this new game, midnight finally came. People collected their editions of Halo 3 ODST, yours truly naturally grabbing a special edition, and headed their separate ways. Once home, however, my ODST journey would begin proper. I launched the campaign and fell in love with Halo all over again. I've said a few times before that Halo 3 ODST is my favorite Halo campaign, and that has remained the case since I found that first clue as to the fate of Alpha 9 at 1 in the morning almost 6 years ago. It's a miracle I didn't wake my family as I played through the campaign that night/morning, and a bigger miracle that I didn't call in sick to work or miss any classes. Not that I've done that, of course. Nope. Never. But seriously, ODST was and remains a great Halo title, and it's awesome to see it get the love it deserves years later. In celebration, 343 senior game designer Max Schlager sat down with, at the time, lead writer and creative director for Halo 3 ODST, the man, the myth, the legend, Joseph Staten. It's not all that long, but it is a lot of fun to listen to the old guard and the new blood talk about ODST. Click the annotation on the screen or check the description box for that. Moving forward, today also saw the release of the all-new remastered Relic, now known as Remnant. The map stays pretty true to the original, but also features several new additions. As one might expect, the first thing I did was go play Xeno-Archaeologist. It's a lot of fun to look at the updated map, reminiscing about the old and identifying the new. A fun activity I discovered was trying to identify what parts of the map were Forerunner and what was human. For example, many of the ramps that go up the structure are actually human structures, and the Covenant Sniper Tower is now a human outpost. On the more canonical side, let's take a quick look at the Halo ring in the background. If we look, we don't really see the lush greens that Delta Halo was known for. Instead, we see a lot of brown, and there's a reason for that. Certain affinity is lazy. No, I'm kidding, of course. If you're unfamiliar, let me fill you in on the details. Following the deactivation of Delta Halo and Truth's run to Earth, the majority of local Sangheili forces, once finished with any Jiral Hanai, started bombarding the surface of Delta Halo to exterminate any Flood presence. This would explain the heavy usage of brown in regards to the ring's environment as we see in the background. The map is a lot of fun to explore, and I certainly can't wait to play it in matchmaking. The article moves forward, revealing that a classic Waypoint video, 1020, has been added back to the Halo channel with some updated visuals. It's a classic from the old Waypoint and a must-see for lore fans everywhere. Also available on the channel are some classic ODST Vidocs. Check them out when you get the chance. We wrap up the article proper with an announcement for the community snapshots. This time, they're looking for shots of ODST fatigues as they appear in the various titles. Focus is on Halo 2 Anniversary, Halo 3, and obviously ODST, but they're also welcoming screenshots from Halo Reach. And of course, don't forget the Mjolnir variants either. With that, the article comes to a close and we shift focus to the new Universe articles. This week we have Hemostatic Medical Polymer, or Biofoam, the Colony World of Mars, the Single Occupant Exo-Atmospheric Insertion Vehicle, or Drop Pod, and the Visual Intelligence System Reconnaissance, or Visor. No surprise, these are all ODST related. We start out, of course, with Biofoam. Biofoam is basically a medical bag in a can, used to quickly treat battlefield wounds. In the games, this is what would be used when the Master Chief picked up a health pack in Halo CE, or when Noble 6 did it in Halo Reach. In Halo 2, Mjolnir Mark 6 featured new auto-biofoam injectors, explaining why the Chief could suddenly regenerate health. Interestingly, the article notes that there are cases, though extremely rare, where a person will suffer allergic reactions to the biofoam, and cases of edema, the body flooding with excess fluid, have also been documented. Up next we have Mars, Earth's closest planetary colony and the first planet to be colonized, that happening in 2080. Mars was also the first planet to rebel against Earth control in 2164. In the modern era of Halo, Mars is home to the UNSC's ODST HQ. After that we have the drop pod. There's not a whole lot to discuss, but the article does go into great detail about the function and design of the drop pod. The only thing that really saddened me is the fact that they didn't really discuss that much about the different types of pods we've seen. It's mentioned, but not discussed in depth. Perhaps an update for another day. And of course we close with the Visor System, a piece of equipment once unique to ODSTs, but which has since seen integration into the next generation of Mjolnir armor. And so, that brings today to a close. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm off to play the best Halo campaign ever. Of all time. Thanks for watching, and as always, this has been Halo Canon. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. It means more than I can express in a few minutes of audio. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it around on whatever social media you see fit, and all that jazz. Thank you so much. Your support is everything. I would not be where I am without you. Thanks.